Ever feel like technology's this, I don't know, ticking time bomb? Like you're just waiting for the next crash or the next security threat or even that moment where you're like, how do I even?
Oh, tell me about it.
Yeah, right. But today's deep dive, we're talking about flipping that script. We're diving into Cowabunga Computers and their whole approach to IT, specifically this proactive IT thing.
Oh, I like this. Proactive. It's a breath of fresh air, really. In my experience, so many people are stuck in that break-fix cycle.
Break fix?
Yeah, like they wait for something to break and then they scramble to fix it and then it just happens all over again. It's like putting out fires all the time instead of, preventing them.
Okay, so less firefighting, more fire prevention. Got it. I like that analogy. And that's what Cowabunga is all about.
Precisely. They're all about building this tech foundation you can actually rely on so you can focus on, what matters, whether that's growing your business, enjoying your free time, you name it. Not worrying about your computer crashing every 5 seconds.
Right. No more 2.00 a.m. panic Googling because your laptop decided to die on you.
Exactly. See, that's the beauty of proactive IT. It's about putting preventative measures in place, just like you would with, say, your car.
Wait, are you saying I should be changing the oil in my laptop now?
Well, not exactly, although that would be impressive. But you get the point. You don't wait for your car to break down on the highway before you even think about maintenance, right?
Touche. Okay, so proactive IT, it's about regular maintenance for your devices. What does that actually look like?
Think constant monitoring, regular updates, making sure your security software is all up to date, all the stuff that keeps those digital wheels spinning. Because downtime, nobody's got time for that.
Especially if you're running a business. Time is money, after all. Speaking of which, I was on Cowabunga's website, and they talk about using, quote, the best tools and software. What does that mean in practice?
Well, it's about having those layers, those robust layers of protection. Think about it. You have cloud monitoring so they can catch issues before they become a problem for you. You've got spam filters, not just any spam filters, but smart ones that filter out all those tricky phishing attempts.
Right, those things are getting sneakier by the day.
Oh, absolutely. And then there's EDR.
EDR, okay, that rings a bell. Give me a refresher. What is that again?
EDR, endpoint detection and response. This one's really cool, actually. It's basically like having a whole security team constantly monitoring your systems 24/7.
Wow, and what does it do?
So it detects and responds to threats, like in real time. So if some suspicious software tries to weasel its way in, EDR is there to shut it down before it even have a chance.
Oh, wow. Is that really necessary these days? I feel like I hear about these crazy ransomware attacks all the time.
Oh, you're absolutely right. Remember that news story a while back about that hospital system? Got hit with a ransomware attack. Everything was down. Patients, records, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah. Scary stuff.
Exactly. And that's where a good EDR system can mean the difference between like a minor hiccup, a slight inconvenience, and, a full-blown catastrophe.
They're a little unnerving, but okay.
Yeah.
Good to know there are tools out there to combat those threats.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like Cowabunga is dealing with some serious security stuff. But they also work with like a really diverse group of clients, right? I mean, from what I gathered, they're just as comfortable helping like someone's grandparents stay safe online as they're managing the IT for a whole company.
You're right. They do it all. And that's the thing. They really tailor their approach to each individual client's needs.
How do they even do that? I mean, how do you go from, scam protection for grandma to keeping a whole company's servers up and running?
It starts with understanding what's at stake for that client, right? Someone who's mainly worried about online scams, we might focus on education. Yeah, like showing them how to spot a phishing email, stuff like that, making sure they've got that good endpoint protection software installed. But for a business, the stakes are higher. You're talking about preventing data breaches, keeping the whole operation running smoothly, minimizing that downtime, because every minute their system's down, that's potentially a lot of money lost.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Can't argue with that.
Yeah.
You can't just have a one-size-fits-all solution when it comes to something this important. And speaking of staying ahead of the game, I noticed that Brandon and his team, they seem to be constantly learning, right? Like they're all over podcasts, industry forums. Why is that so important?
Because technology doesn't stand still. What works today might be totally obsolete tomorrow. By constantly learning, by staying plugged into all the latest trends and threats, they can ensure their clients are always equipped with the most effective solutions.
So it's like having a tech partner who's always one step ahead, anticipating the challenges, adapting strategies.
Exactly. It's about evolution,
Yeah.
staying ahead of the curve. Because in the tech world, if you're not moving forward, you're falling behind.
That's a good point. So we've talked about preventing those tech meltdowns, but have you got any stories about a time when, like, Cowabunga actually saved the day,
Yeah.
prevented a near-miss tech disaster?
Oh, absolutely. Let me tell you about this one time. We had this client, a small business owner. We just implemented this new cloud backup system for them. And wouldn't you know it, their server decided to call it quits. Completely crashed.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it was one of those situations that could have been really bad for their business, like really bad. But because we had that proactive backup system in place, they didn't lose a single byte of data. It was incredible.
Wow. That's amazing.
Right. They were back up and running within hours.
That must have been such a relief for them.
They were over the moon. And honestly, it felt pretty good for us, too. That's what it's all about, right?
Yeah,
Making sure technology works for you, not against you.
absolutely. I love it. So if we're looking at the big picture here, it seems like proactive IT, it's not just about computers, is it? It's about peace of mind. It's about efficiency. It's about making sure that tech works for you, not the other way around.
100%. It's about that freedom to focus on your passions, your goals, whatever it is you do best, knowing that your technology has your back.
It really makes you wonder, what aspects of your digital life right now could benefit from a little more of that proactive approach? Something to think about.
Definitely something to think about.